What's going on, Falcons fans? Shadu, the one and only Intergalactic Brew, and wow, talk about low blows, right? The biggest low blow of all, the inevitable, something that you never thought would happen. Wow. Yeah, this is truly a dark day in Atlanta Falcons history. I was just watching, or just got done watching, my boy Sports Live and the ATL's video about Curtis Lofton leaving Atlanta and going to New Orleans. Now, when I was watching that video, I was listening to what Live said, and for the most part, he made some good points, and I took into account some of the stuff that he was saying. And I basically just wanted to make this video not to change Sports Live and ATL's mind or any other Falcons fans' mind, but I just basically just wanted to bring, some logic and, just a different perspective on this whole thing. Now, first of all, I understand how heartbroken a lot of us Falcons fans are. We're disappointed, we're angry, all of that stuff. I mean, this is probably going to be like front page news tomorrow on all the sports radio stations here in Atlanta, from 680 to 790, etc. They're going to be blowing this whole thing up. And I'm sure everybody's going to come crashing down hard on Thomas Dimitroff in the front office. And hey, y'all have y'all right to y'all opinion, but let's look at it from another side, okay? And this is something that I want to point out that Live said that was really, really potent in his video. He said that the Saints gave Curtis Lofton an offer that he could not refuse. Well, there you have it. Somebody, gives you an offer that you can't refuse. I mean, obviously you can't refuse it, right? I mean, I know it's the division rival and everything, but if somebody gives you a 5-year deal and you're going to get like a boatload of money as a professional, let alone a free agent, you're going to take it. So instead of us being angry, which y'all have the right to be, because I'm still, bummed out myself, but at the same time, let's put ourselves in Curtis Lofton's shoes. Let's say we were Curtis Lofton. Would any of us would have taken the money if the Saints gave it to us? I'm just asking a question. I'm not saying we would. I'm just saying, like, as a professional free agent football player in the NFL, and we played on the type of level that Curtis Lofton played at, would any one of us would have taken the money? I'm just asking. I'm gonna let y'all marinate on that. But I mean, y'all already know how the sports world works, y'all. Money talks, BS walks. You know the rest. And in this case, money talk, man. Now I could sit up here and defend Dimitroff and talk about we didn't have much cap money to work with and all that stuff. That would be the logical defense. But I'm not going to even say that. I'm just going to say that apparently the rival gave Curtis Lofton a better offer. I know we were having conversations with Curtis and trying to negotiate some type of deal to bring him back, but I mean, that's just how it goes sometimes, And I'm not sitting up here saying the Saints have won, because they haven't, But I'm just saying, in this case, Money talked, and there was nothing else that mattered. They gave the guy an offer he couldn't refuse. So, as a professional free agent football player, he only did what he thought was best for him. Now, as far as like all the other extra stuff is concerned, like for instance, the mess that the Saints are in as a team. Yeah, like, why would you want to go over there and indulge yourself in all of that? Seriously, I mean, I know this whole thing is not going to last, forever. But I mean, especially with what's going on right now, you want to go and, indulge yourself in all of that. But I mean, hey, Curtis Lofton is a grown man, people. He does what he wants to do. I mean, when money's involved, you throw loyalty out the window. That's just the way it is, But yeah, I'm just thinking like, why would you want to go over to New Orleans right now, especially with the rut that they're in right now? You know what I'm saying? And then, if y'all really think about it, I think the reason why he signed with them, regardless of, what he said about the, loyal fans and winning the Super Bowl and all that other stuff, I think he went, just out of spoiledness, if that makes any sense, if that's even a word. But I think he went because he was spoiled. Just because certain teams would not give him the money that he wanted, including us, Atlanta, he went over there because they gave him what he wanted. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. Now, for the future, does this give the Saints a weapon at middle linebacker? Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Okay. As far as our linebacking core goes, I still have confidence in our linebacking core. I believe that, Akeem Dent will be molded into an impact player this year. I believe he has the determination, and I think, he'll put in enough in practice to really prove himself this year. As far as Witherspoon and Peterson and, the rest of those guys go, I'm not worried about them. I'm not even worried about the Tupu. I mean, he's the big question mark. Like, he's the Riddler in this situation. He's kind of like the mystery. What is he going to do? What can he bring? Everybody's, all anticipated and everything about that, And the truth is, we don't know. The only way we're going to find out is when preseason starts. That's the only way that we're going to find out what Lofa Tatupu is made of. So, we can't really, judge the book by its cover just yet. I mean, you can't go off of, his injuries. You can't even go off of what he did before he got injured. I'm not saying I'm going off of that. I'm just saying just wait and see. If he proves himself, then there you go. He's our new Curtis Lofton, so to speak. If he doesn't, well, we'll just have to deal with those consequences. And I'm sure Dimitroff was aware of that before he signed him. I'm pretty sure he knew it was a risk. And another thing that's real interesting about the Tupu, we forget the Saints were actually interested in him too. And we got him. I'm not saying that it matters. I'm not saying that, it makes a world of difference. But I'm just saying, the Saints were trying to pursue him too. And they didn't get that done. So maybe, I'm just, trying to bring some logic to the situation again. Maybe Mickey Loomis was thinking that, okay, well, since we couldn't get Tupu, then we're going to make an even bigger statement. And we're just going to take the breath out of the Falcons and steal one of their own in Curtis Lofton. If you don't have a plan A, you got to have a plan B. And in this case, Mickey Loomis had a plan B. So there you have it. Personally, I don't think this is as big a deal as everybody is making it. I mean, you know, he's just one guy. You know, I mean, sure, he's a great player. Don't get me wrong. Pro Bowl caliber player, yes. Okay. But, I mean, still, he's one guy. It takes a whole defense to win a football game. But Curtis Lofton is a valuable guy. I will not deny that at all. Okay. But yeah, you know, we don't know how this situation is gonna work out. You know, that's why, you know, everybody, you know, all the Falcons fans and stuff, you know, y'all really, instead of jumping to conclusions all the time, and I think that's our biggest problem. We jump to conclusions all the time. And live, I'm gonna say this about you too, man. In the videos, in the video, I should say, you sounded like you were jumping to conclusions, but we really just need to wait and see how this whole thing is gonna pan out before we jump to conclusions, because we don't know. You know, something might happen. I'm not saying anything bad, but I mean, it may turn out that Curtis Lofton may not live up to the hype that everybody's thinking that he will. I'm just putting that out there. I'm not saying that's gonna happen. I'm just putting it out there. But let's not jump to conclusions yet, people. I mean, I know we're upset. I know, like I said, this is a heartbreaking situation. You know, he signed with the rival. I get it. But we still have to have common sense as football fans. And we just have to wait and see what's going to happen. We have to see how he looks in preseason and how he's going to look in the regular season. I'm just saying. That's just how I think. I don't know if any one of y'all are thinking like that. But that's just how I think. Feel me? So, yeah. Now, as far as, you know, what Live was talking about when he was saying, you know, us signing other players instead of trying to get Lofton back, okay, I do agree with him to a certain extent. And that extent is, you know, okay, as far as Deku goes, yeah, we could have done without Deku. But, you know, for some reason, I keep reading these message boards and everybody's talking about, oh, well, don't underestimate Thomas Deku. You know, he could be revived or, you know, turned back into form under a new defensive coordinator. That I have yet to see. Because when it's all said and done, he's still Thomas Deku. You know, he's still, you know, a guy that gives up big plays and misses open tackles in the open field. So you can't convince me of that just yet. But I'm willing to wait and see what happens. But I'm just saying, I still don't trust Deku. I don't. As far as what Live said about Dante, I can agree with you on that. And I am praying, I am hoping that Nolan gives Franks and Walls a shot this year. Darren Walls is who I'm talking about. Our draft pick that we got from Notre Dame, who is a fantastic player, by the way. If y'all have never seen this guy play, this guy is a fantastic player, and I am praying that he competes with Dante Robinson in training camp for that number 2 cornerback spot. Because if he gets it, we will be straight. Now, if he outplays Dante for his spot as, you know, maybe like the number 2, and they move Dante to the nickel, then we could possibly see something develop. Okay? But yeah, I agree with Live. We could have done without Deku, but, you know, obviously, you know, we can't control what the front office does, no matter how much we complain. I mean, yeah, I don't like it, but I mean, hey, you know, what can you do? Pretty much. As far as like Bierman and the rest of them goes, yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that, Live. I might have to disagree with you on that with Bierman. You know, Bierman's a good player, man. He's a really good player. He really is. You know, I don't know, maybe because I just like Croy Bierman. I mean, if I can understand if you don't. I mean, we have our opinions. That's cool. But I like Croy Bierman, and I think, you know, it kind of would have been another, you know, devastating blow, you know, if we didn't re-sign Bierman. That's just me. You know, I believe in him. I think he has the skills to step up and be an impact player. But to wrap this up, you know, I just think that you know, we just need to watch and see what happens, and don't jump to conclusions just yet, even though I know most of us are anyway. But yeah, man. Money talks and BS walks. That's what happens in the world. I mean, you know, somebody gives you an offer you can't refuse, you know, you're not gonna refuse it. You know. Now another side of me is saying, like, you know, I can't blame him, cause like I was talking about earlier, and I'm gonna dangle this carrot in front of y'all again. If we were in Curtis Lofton's position, we were a free agent and we played at the level that Curtis Lofton played at, and, you know, no matter what team it was, I mean, even the Saints, if they came and they gave you an offer that you could not refuse, would you take it? That's all I'm going to say. Would you take it if they gave you an offer you can't refuse? Some of y'all would say no. Some of y'all would say yes. But anyway, that's it. Appreciate y'all listening. Comment down here at the bottom. Let me know what y'all think. And I'm out. Deuces.